him right in his big snoot. He loves that. That's what he does to Tuco all the time. So we have reached right at the 9:35 hour. Hung around an extra 35 minutes for you guys. Thank you so much for the donation. Special shout out to Sean, who donated, I think, over $80 today before he was done. So thank you very much for that. Thank you to the dumb fuck down under. Always comes through for us. You can always count on the dumb fuck. You know he's going to be there for you. And let's see here. I told Chris that there would be two stupid fucks that would come in here tonight panicking over this share sell. And we both knew who it was going to be. The two fucking know-it-alls. Think they fucking know everything. If you got any, sell yours. We're hanging on to ours. You do what you want. The day Scaramucci or Cuban tells us to sell, we'll sell. But until then, we're hanging in there. Oh, and there we go. That's the show. 9:35 p.m. I will be back here tomorrow night, Friday night, with Tim Brando from CBS Sports, various other sports. Thank you guys for the donations. Lots of small ones, but the small ones add up. A big one out of my friend Sean. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. And do a show on your own channel, Pesci. Well, he's welcome to do that. I don't own the guy. And somebody was in here wanting me to start a network like Russo. I don't want to do that. I don't want a bunch of fucking jobbers in here doing shit shows to where you just wait for me to come and fucking do a show. None of y'all fucking know how to do this. If you did, you'd be doing your own. Talking some shit on you now, ain't I? I dare any of you to do 31-hour shows in a row and try to even be remotely fucking entertaining. I dare you. I dare you. Dumb fuck won't do it because he's down under. He's dumb. He don't know. I don't know why Dumb Fuck Down Under has that profile picture, though. I don't know about that right there. I got to think on that one. And now Pesci should. If Pesci wants to get his own show, I'll help promote it. I have no problem with that. If Pesci can make some money doing his own show, he's always welcome here. If the house goes down to 16 again, Pesci won't be welcome back no more. But no, Pesci, it wasn't Pesci's fault last night. And we still have to have Pesci on to do the prison story. So we'll see how bad you guys want Pesci on. If I see $80 in donations, that would be 4 of you to make a $20 donation. If 4 of you, and these are for the Philippines, memberships are mine. Donations are for the Filipino flood victims in Louisville homeless. So this ain't for me. This is for the people. If I see, I'll hang around 3 more minutes. If I see 4 $20 donations, I will send Pesci a join link and he can tell the prison story, which hopefully won't take more than 45 minutes. So if I see $80 in donations and you got 3 minutes, if I see 4 $20 donations or one person wants to do 80 or whatever, no, I ain't going to fucking 10 o'clock. I'm going to go I'll go 45 more minutes. If I see $80 in donations, that's 420. So y'all huddle up and see who's got it. Well, Pesci doesn't have time. Way to pussy out, Pesci. You come in here and you bring the numbers down last night. You give us half a fucking house. I give you a chance to redeem yourself. It's 9:37 at night. There's no way you're fucking selling cars. Don't you bullshit me. You must be in a back alley somewhere. Well, I can't say that or you'll go back to prison for the 3rd time. So I can't make that accusation. I can't bury you like that. But I tell you what, Pesci, we're going to have to set up the day. Don't you ouch. Don't ouch. I'm just telling him what he needs to hear. I gave him a chance to redeem himself. It's not that long a story. My God. How much time you need, Pesci? I got all day. How much time you need, Pesci? Tell me how much time you need. And I'll give you the time. And we'll do the show. Don't make me mad, Pesci! Uh-oh, I just woke Chris up. Now, he ain't asleep yet. Chris is probably wondering what the hell is going on down here. I'll tell you that. Well, y'all can chant Pesci all you want. Pesci ain't coming. He ain't got time. He doesn't have time for y'all. Oh, I can come on here 30 days in a row and do an average of 2.8 hours a show. More than that, probably. But Pesci ain't got time. He's busy. He's got car deal going on, maybe some other deal going on. And Pesci ain't got time. Well, Pesci, you tell me when you got time. No, too late. No. Too late. No, I don't have to stay longer. I don't have to stay longer because the deal was $80. If you got 4 more people in here, Oh, 3 more. You got 3 more people going to donate $20? I don't think so. Because Pesci ain't going to come. I'd have to stay here by myself and entertain y'all by myself. Maybe yell at Pesci or the ghost of Pesci or maybe Pesci down under. I might have to yell at that Pesci. We know that Pesci's pretty fucking stupid. I cannot believe someone 20. Well, they did. Dumb fuck believes in you, Pesci. Dumb fuck believes in you. Don't look like anybody else does, though. No time for his fans. Oh, shit, the sheriff's giving you shit now. Sheriff ain't got a badge either, by the way. Oh, boy. Yeah, no show Joe, they're calling you. I don't know about that. Let me check. Let me see what's in PayPal. If we had $60 in PayPal donations, I'll stay a little bit longer. I bet we didn't. Let me see. Okay. All right. Well, that's just my paycheck. I thought we had a real big donation. That's the second time I've been fooled that my paycheck I thought was a big donation. No, it does not appear to be anything else in there from PayPal other than, Sean. And Pesci. Pesci sent a little bit more. Pesci's a good man. Tired of all the bad talk about Pesci. Why are y'all in here talking shit on Pesci? No, we ain't got no 80. My paycheck don't count. $80 now. No, there's no 80. I'm not counting my fucking paycheck. Pesci says he'll do it. Well, as soon as I see $60 more, then I'll let Oh, Harper, you fuckhead. What are you doing to me, Harper? God damn it. All right, so there's 40, 20. Was there another? Oh, shit. Fuck. Well, there's 80, Pesci. I don't guess you have any choice now. God damn it. You motherfuckers. I hate all of you. Thought I was out of here. Thought I was going to go make me another fish sandwich. Let me get it. I guess we're going to be here a while. Thank you. Fuckers. I don't get that money till the 21st. I got to wait 21 or 22 more days for that. Let's see here. Clipboard. All right, let me clip that. There we go. Let me go find Pesci. Pesci, go to Twitter. Pesci. You're getting your exclusive invite. We're going to tell the prison story tonight. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to send you the join link. And then, do I have anything to drink? Yeah, shit, I haven't drank anything tonight. Give me a second. Let me get a drink. Progressive's advertising to me. Dumb fuck down under. Do you have any way to count up what the donations are tonight? Counting Sean's 80. Sean donated 80. Let me find my Twitter account. I've already found my Twitter account, so we've done that. We're ahead of the game. Let me post that Pesci is getting ready to come on and tell the prison story. Let's see if we can boost the house tonight. I think we were pushing around 50 people in here. All right. Hang on, Pesci. Y'all just entertain yourselves for a while. I type real slow. See, when I don't have speech to text, I'm fucked. Y'all just entertain yourselves. I'm right here. I'm trying to get the Twitter folks to come in. I'm going to say Pesci's going to be here in 5 minutes or less. Now, I hope we didn't bring Pesci under here under false pretense. He said he didn't have the time, and y'all paid the money anyway. Pesci could just say, fuck you guys, and Bolin keep the money. He could say that. All right, I'm trying to draw the Pesci crowd. All right. All righty, let me cut and copy that so we can throw that over on Facebook. Uh-oh. Got to go back and get the copy link again. I fucked up. All right, let me get the Facebook first. Then Pesci, your join link is coming pretty soon. I got to go to Facebook and post that you're coming on. I'm giving you every chance to draw a house. Every chance. But we're going to hear the story regardless because people paid for it. So hang in there. There we go. Now I got to go back, click the join link again. So bear with me. Did it post? Did it post? All right. Just click the join link one more time. Kenny, I don't know about that. You got in at a good time, though. They paid $80 to get Pesci in here. Way to go, Harper. Harper just stepping up. And, well, I guess him and my boy, Dumbfuck Down Under, they did 40 apiece to get this story. They must really want to hear this damn story. So, yeah. Got to give the people what they want, Pesci, right? Oh, my God. Matt Gaetz. What a bitch. What a little bitch. Matt Gaetz, big child molester. Sex track. Okay, there we go. And Pesci. All right, Pesci, you now have your join link. We will wait for you to join us. Let me get out of Facebook. Let me get out of Twitter. We need all the bandwidth for this story we can get. There we go. Randall Harper, what? Yeah, well, why are you shitting on? Why are you shitting on the Dumbfuck Down Under? Dumbfuck Down Under donated more than that all night. He donated about 50 or 60. Nico wants to pile in. Pesci, this is your time to draw. All right. Well, now we've dropped quite a bit. But I'm going to let you pick up from here. We had 36 people in the room right now. We had dropped from 60 some odd earlier. I think just the thought that Pesci was coming in made 30 people go. No, we did. We were dropping a little bit because people thought I was leaving.
Wait a minute, King. People thought you were leaving. You're going to blame that on me.
People thought I was leaving.
I got to say, those guys that donated that money, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, is that great or what? Got you off the hook.
You know, and whether I drop.
What screen do we go with, Pesci? Do we do this or do we do the widescreen? This is your show now.
I like the widescreen because
I kind of like the wide. Makes my head less bigger.
It gets broad. It gets a screen in there. It gets everything in there. Hey, shout out to the people that donated out there.
Wow, is that big time or what? And Pesci's back in here for.
Oh, sorry about the backward shirt. I was. There's a long story behind that.
Well, we ain't got time for the backward shirt story. We got two prison stories we got to get in here.
Well, what's crazy is the prison story. Like I told you, King once asked me, "How do you go to prison twice?" And I said, "That's a good question."
Repeat offender. I know how. I mean, I know how you do it.
Well, no, you said, "How do you go to prison twice?" And I said, "That's a good question."
Maybe I did.
All right. So well, you let me know when you're ready.
We got $85 in here right now and wants to hear your story.
All right, ready?
And now my dinner's delayed. I should have a Coke.
You're the one that brought me in. I was ready for bed. I got backward shirts on. I mean,
well, you're the one that angered the crowd. You said, "Well, I ain't got time for this shit. And I ain't doing it." You know, fuck you.
I got this ready. Oh, well, I did have time. It's a long story, but you want me? I'll start on it. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
All right,
everybody's been warned. There have been links sent to Twitter and Facebook. When we brought you in, we have 36.
You can learn a lot from this story. I'm being serious.
Well, I might.
It's a story about me being a loser. Now, I'm not going to look good in this story.
Well, okay. Well,
I'll at least tell it.
I figured going to prison twice wasn't going to make you look like it. We're up one. We gained one. Go ahead.
Bottom line was, when I was growing up, I was a very nerdy kid. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was chubby. I was loud. I was obnoxious.
Sounds like you're telling my story.
You know, well. But it leads a little different way. So when I got to high school, the thought of a guy like me selling weed or being a popular kid was probably the last thing, on earth that could ever happen. Like I was, a kid that collected toys.
Time out. I'm giving you all the help I can. We're up to everybody in here. We know we lost some people that thought the show was over. Find those assholes, get them back in here, and invite one or two people. I want Pesci to have as big a house as he can get.
I can invite people I know, but I didn't have time. So.
Well, do you want to invite some people now? I'll give you
because then it's going to get all crowded. Just let me do this, and I'll let people watch.
I'm all for a big crowd. I got no problem.
I wanted to show that. The reason why I was going to do this is because I wanted my mother to actually know this story because I've never told her in person.
Well, it's going to be recorded. We can play it for her. So
my apologies for the backward shirt, but anyway, like
everybody invite somebody here to hear Pesci's story. At least one or two people. That includes the sheriff. That includes Mountain Timer. Everybody invite somebody to hear Pesci's story. It's an educational tearjerker that we're about to hear here.
Well, I mean, you'll learn. The story's about me being a loser, but you'll learn some things. Like what goes through the
We're all
head
about learning.
All right. Well, anyway, so fast forward to the high school part. So the thought of me doing anything cool in school was probably the last thing that could ever happen. Mm-hmm. I met this guy along the way that kind of messed with weed, but he messed with weed at like a different level, meaning kids at our school didn't have a chance to get the weed this guy had. So long story short, I started messing with this guy. Now I'm probably the most popular nerd at the school at this time. I wasn't the prom king. I was more of a loser. So I used to go home every night. I lived at my parents. My parents raised me right. They never raised no bad guy. So I just was a guy that always liked reaction, like people smiling or people trying to reach out or whatever it was. So I started selling weed. And the thing was, it kind of took off in a way I would have never expected. Here I am, this biggest loser, not around girls, not around cool kids. Before you know it, the kid that they're screaming at in the hall to scream a bad name at, they're asking for weed or they're bringing in these little circles I wasn't in. And to be honest, I kind of got addicted to like that life, just being around people I wasn't around, going to parties I would never be allowed to go to. And before you know it, like I said, my parents wanted me to go to broadcasting school. They paid for me to go to broadcasting school. But during that school, my weed sales took off to a point where I was making money between me doing the cameos and me, Pesci, selling weed and other items I won't get into.
Now, first of all, how old were you when you were doing the Pesci?
21. I'm 38 now.
38.
I was 21. I came off having terrible high school, meaning I barely graduated.
What year did you start selling the weed?
I was, see, what's funny is I did so many grades twice. I want to say 98 was the beginning of me kind of selling weed. But it wasn't just selling weed. It was like, this kid's this kid's not,
And by the way, the Kroger meat opportunity was long gone by 98. There was no more opportunity.
People used to ask me why I listen to rap music. They'd be like, you don't do anything that they rap about or this or that. And I never really took it like that.
Your biggest fan is back. Someone messaged her. She'd gone to bed and she got out of bed to come and be with Pesci.
Well, I appreciate it. Shout out to the donation guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, in this broadcasting school, this is where this is a learning point. So everybody listen right here.
We're up 4 people, Pesci.
Here's the learning point. So I'm at school. I'm told by broadcast guys that are in the business.
We're up 8 people. It's growing.
Well, let me get on, King. You can talk to numbers there. So I'm in broadcasting school. I'm making money on the side, but then a broadcasting teacher walk up to me. They say they're broadcasters. They're like, listen, you're on point to get a job in this business at a very high level, but you're going to have to learn to stop like shitting on people or showing people you're better, even though that you're better, and start humbling yourself. Mm-hmm. Long story short, I didn't listen to this guy. It's one of my biggest regrets ever.
Who was the guy that gave you this advice you didn't listen to?
You know what? I'm trying to think of his, it was Brian. I'm trying to think. It was a guy that had a lisp. And the reason why he wasn't in sports broadcasting was because he had a lisp. Yeah. And he was saying, I wish I had your voice. If I didn't have this lisp and had your voice, I'd be in the business.
Tough business with a lisp.
I can't think of the guy's name. I'll tell you on another day, but I'll get that name. We got a first name.
He knows who he is.
It's documented. This is Ohio Center Broadcasting.
Gotcha.
So graduation comes. I almost told a little bit of the story on the first video we ever did. When graduation video came, I was working at Applebee's at the time as a server. My parents saw I graduated. After you graduate, you go into job placement. I sold a drug to a guy that wasn't weed. It was cocaine. Okay. To a guy that worked at Applebee's. He fell off the wagon. I didn't know what the fuck a wagon was because I'm 21. He's 38, older guy.
Right.
So this guy fell off the wagon. I walked into the job basically, and this guy's girlfriend was looking at me in a funny way. And all the other people were looking at me in a funny way. Obviously, I did something wrong. I didn't even realize what I did. Yeah. And they actually fired me that day.
Wow.
For not even, they didn't even have a reason. They wanted me out of there as soon as they found out I was a drug dealer. And this guy that was sober for so long, and I didn't know that. I get to tell a 21-year-old kid not to sell to a guy in his 30s. I don't know what addiction is that serious. I didn't have a problem like that.
Yeah.
I had more of a problem with the money. So I did that. I got fired. I lived with my parents at the time. They paid for my broadcasting school.
Mhm.
Now, one of my biggest problems in life was telling my stepdad, which I hope he gets to see this, was I don't know how to tell him about my problems, like the stuff I would do wrong. I would chicken out. Like what I'm telling you about, this is the stuff that I would pussy out in front of him. I'm not afraid to say it now. I was a fucking loser at the time.
Right.
I was on my way to be a broadcaster. But my thing is, they want you to do in broadcasting. So when I'm supposed to go home that night, I got to tell my dad, I got fired and I sold coke.
I don't know what sports you know the most about, but you would have been an amazing color man. Maybe not play-by-play.
And that's what I wanted to do.
An amazing color man. Basketball, baseball, football. You would have been a great color guy if you knew anything about the sport.
Oh, I know everything.
And even wrestling. I mean, what to go to Joe Pesci? My God, yeah.
And I got to throw gambling in there. When I was at broadcasting school, I was gambling at sports at such a high degree that it really was blinding me at stuff. So this would happen at the end of broadcasting school. I got fired from Applebee's. I'm supposed to take an internship at a very low level because you got to start from the bottom, work your way to the top. My dumb ass doesn't even go home that night. I get fired. I literally went to my drug dealer, grabbed a bunch of drugs, went to Kent and played poker. Kent University.
Kent State University, Fort Dead in Ohio. Very familiar with it.
This is one of my biggest regrets.
That's where Dolph Ziggler went to school.
I never had the balls to face my parents after this. I literally went to Kent. I didn't even call my dad. I let my mom know, but I didn't even know how to tell my dad, I got fired. I literally went to Kent, and I never even looked into the job place.
Now, did you tell me it was Applebee's?
It was Applebee's. I used to love being
the Prince was fired from Applebee's as well because he wasn't very good.
Wow, there's another sign. I told you, Ken.
Another sign.
Signs every day.
Signs every day.
We see them every day.
Every day.
But anyway, I got fired from there. I'm making more money at the time. Not even making money like good money. I'm making more money compared to I was when I was at my parents' house. Yeah. My dad used to make me work for my money. I wasn't spoiled. Right. Everything was A, B, and C. I had a gambling problem.
You had to earn what you got.
I loved collecting like collectibles like you see behind me.
I see that, yeah.
And I liked the weed money. I didn't have a problem with the usage of drugs. I might have used them, but I never did more than I was supposed to. So I disappeared for a month. So basically what happens is...
When you say you disappeared, where'd you go?
I went to Kent. I literally played at poker. Listen, if you go to Kent State back then, this is before Uber and all this weird shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 05 and 01, 04. I don't know. Somewhere around the
Now, you were playing poker the other night. How did that go? Up or down? Give me a number up or down.
I won 38, gave you 7. Last night I won $200 at the end. I was down 100. I kind of did a little con and drew somebody in, made him think I was weak-handed, got him in, won $210.
Yeah, that's the name of the game, man.
The reason why I said I was busy tonight because I was playing poker on the internet with my Jewish buddies, but I told them the king wanted me on the show and they started donating, so I'm here.
There you go.
Let me take you to the prison part.
All right.
So basically, I did all that shit at Kent. Before you know it, I'm too ashamed. 2 months go by. I've been playing poker, selling weed on campus. I don't even go to the school. I'm having the time of my life. I'm sleeping with random women. And I mean, this stuff I've never done before. So to me, it was cool, but it's actually a loser way of thinking.
Right.
You know, I never thought that. I understand now. I was thinking like a loser, and I should have just went home and told my dad what I did. I didn't want my dad to think I was fucking hooked on coke, which was far from the fucking case. And so before you know it, I'm not even at home anymore. A kid that stayed at his home his whole life did kind of like, you know, not what his parents was said for him to do, but I just was always around. I wasn't.
They thought you were doing what you wanted them to do or what they wanted you to do.
Yeah.
I got you.
So this is how I go to prison for my first time. I meet somebody. I'm living this crazy life. I don't even know who I am anymore. Like I said, I'm listening to music. And
how much you make in a month are you allowed to say?
I don't even know because you don't even know when you're doing that. You're not
tracking it, I guess. Yeah.
Only a good guy would pay it. Like somebody that knows what they're doing would pay attention to it. Bro, I was I was spending money on beer for people. I was always the guy that liked to have like big groups of parties. Like, hey, get everybody in
And as
here.
long as you had the money, you had the big groups. And when the money went away, the people went away.
Like
right?
I'm going to tell you how weed became my guardian angel. That's why this story's great.
Okay.
So
all right.
This is how I got set up. And this is when you learn something. They call selling drugs the game, Kenny. I don't know why. That's what they call it. They call it the game. Makes a lot of sense.
I'm learning with you, buddy. I'm learning with you.
So I meet somebody I'm selling drugs to, and I slip my number to the other guy, which is kind of known as kind of a sneaky and shady thing to do in the drug world. And I start selling drugs to this other kid. This kid gets caught. He sets me up.
Oh.
With the wire. Thank God. And I'll tell you what the amount and everything.
You up with the wire. That's going on with Matt Gaetz right now. But go ahead.
And what's sad is the amount of weed he set me up for today in Ohio would be a fine. That's why my story is tragic.
Yeah.
It really is.
Times have changed. Yeah.
It's tragic and it's pathetic, but it's more tragic. I don't know how to look at that. But look, so this kid sets me up. I am only selling him a half pound of weed, which was a regular weed, which was the equivalent to, let's see, I was selling it to him for, it was like $900. So this kid set me up to where he got in trouble for shit that he wouldn't even have went to prison for.
Right.
Once they set you up, it becomes drug trafficking, Kenny.
Yeah, exactly.
Meaning it's bigger than the drug.
Not like sex trafficking, like Matt Gaetz is involved in, but drug trafficking, two different things.
My apologies if I'm screaming. I just know how.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You can scream if you want. Go right ahead.
So he sets me up for that amount. I'm with a chick on the side of me at the time. They take my van. Not only do they charge me for the weed, they give you a felony just for the telephone.
So they impounded your vehicle. I'm sure they took your phone.
The state of Ohio goes like this. If you're selling drugs in a vehicle, that vehicle is impounded until the person whose vehicle the name is in comes and gets it. In that case, it was in my name. I was not a car dealer then.
Dumb fuck down under seems to know a little something about this. Did you have over 8 ounces of weed that was sold? $900 sounds like over 8 ounces to me.
I said a half pound. You said 8 ounces. It was a little bit over. It was enough to get me in the felony.
Just enough to set you up. I got you.
So I go to prison. Here's what's crazy about a guy.
What's the name of the guy that sets you up? Give me a first name.
His name was John. And you know what's funny is it's so long ago. How can I not even remember his last name?
Oh, I know the girl. I remember that fucking name.
Sarah Hill was the name of the girl that set me up the second time. But see, this John guy, me and him weren't really friends, King. You got to remember, as a kid, I started selling drugs too. And I don't always do like a first name, last name with everybody.
Well, of course. Yeah, I got you.
You know, it wasn't like, and this is before Facebook. So you didn't always have everybody's freaking name in front of you. I think maybe MySpace was floating around and I wasn't really ever.
That's a big deal on MySpace, probably bigger than Facebook, to be honest with you.
So in my county, like I told you, King, in Ohio, they build prisons, meaning there's so many prisons up here. It's like a goddamn money host.
It is.
You'll end up in prison with guys that you're like, damn, you're in prison. Like half the time, you'll realize that they're sending guys down there because they make a certain amount of money from every inmate. You would hear the guards talk about it. Oh, they got too many fucking people in here. There goes another 75,000. There goes another 150,000. Then they had, guys. I get to prison. I remember, people would think I was a little bit nervous. But before I rode to prison, this guy told me, he goes, listen.
Well, how long from the time they arrested you till they sent you to prison?
It was about a year because what happens is your lawyer. Well, my lawyer.
Are you on parole or are you in jail?
No, I'll tell you. I'll get to that, Ken. I promise I'll get to the parole part.
Well, I'm a professional interviewer. I got to fill in the gaps.
That's why, that's going to get there. Hold on. So look, you go to prison. After you get busted, it's about a year. My lawyer made it go a year, meaning he moves some court dates around and helps you get your shit together when you know you're going to prison.
Right.
So I go to prison. Now, around the time I went to prison, I remember you had a lot of guys saying, hey, you're going to get fucked with down there. Your voice is going to get you in trouble. Now, people referred to me as Pesci, but not like that. I stole a nickname in prison. We'll get to that in 2 seconds.
Right.
So when I ride down to prison, I remember they put you in a room. Now, the first prison you ride to, that's where all the bad people are, meaning you get classed there. You might take a bus down there with about 20 guys, and they're going to tell you, you're going to eventually meet with a mental health person, and they're going to tell you how dangerous this guy is. Does he go to prison A? Does he go to prison B? You know what I mean? They put people, inmates, usually with inmates, they kind of like match up with each other. Not saying some guys end up in prisons they shouldn't be in.
I can see that.
Guys like me, 9 times out of 10, probably have trouble down there. And they tell you to do things a certain way. And I decided to do things a different way. I remember when I was a good chess player, loved playing cards, loved playing, gambling. They tell you to do none of that down there. They tell you, be careful dealing with other races, minorities, stick to your own kind. I was against all that.
Yeah.
I was just going to go down there and I was going to show people that you could talk to anybody. You could go out of there with no fights, no altercations.
How long were you in?
My first time, listen, it was a year. What's crazy is I was sent to a drug therapy place where I wasn't really have a drug problem. Before they sent me to prison, they sent me to a drug therapy. I used to get into arguments with the counselors every day. These are mental health doctors. They were trying to tell me what I was hooked on. I'm trying to tell them what I was hooked on. Long story short, I get kicked out of there for gambling, and I wasn't even gambling with the guy. They kick you out of there for your biggest addictions, and I happen to say gambling was my biggest addiction. So they kicked me out of there because the guy handed me a piece of paper with names on it and cigarettes written on it. Now, what's funny is this guy didn't have shit. He goes, hey, the Italians used to call me Joe. They didn't call me Pesci. He goes, hey, Joe, I'm going to put these bets down and we'll pretend I'm betting. I remember looking at this guy like, okay. So he just wanted to see how well he would do. He hands me this piece. This is how I end up going to prison for real. He hands me this piece of paper. I take the piece of paper because they didn't sentence me to prison first. Sentence me to therapy. They're watching me in the booth. Some guys in the upper booth goes, Michael Lowry, upper level. I walk up to the upper level. He goes, empty out your back pocket. I'm like, fuck, these guys hate me. They're going to see gambling on here, and they're going to treat this as a drug, Kenny. I swear to God. So listen what they did. I hand them the piece of paper. It's the week of Christmas. They sit me. They don't even tell you you're getting kicked out.
Merry fucking Christmas.
They sit you on a wall in a desk, a fucking student's desk, where I'm facing the desk like this. You don't even have shit to fucking write except about your drug problem, which I didn't really have. And a sheriff randomly comes in and cuffs you out. So that guy that gave me the piece of paper, this guy's a Looney Tune. He goes, he doesn't even call me Joe. He goes, Mike, if we get kicked out of here, man, I'm going to prison. I'm going to be really fucking pissed. I'm like, bro, you handed me the piece of paper. Before you know it, the sheriffs started coming in, right? They don't even tell you. 3 sheriffs. Fully badged.
Was one of the sheriffs wide dat, or did they bring him up?
No, but sheriff probably knows about this.
He probably knows about him.
He knows about when they have, they come get inmates or whatever. So they come in. This guy starts, hustling. I'm just like, me, I was on the ground. I was like, I'm not going to fight. Because they tried to.
Fuck that.
They fought that guy. So they took me to county. You get a thing from your probation officer that violates you. You go back in front of the judge. The judge goes, I could put you on felony papers and release you. I could have got released in 2 weeks. Felony probation, Kenny, is not fun. The PO comes to your house, blah, blah, blah. That's why I went to prison in the first place. I failed my felony probation. So I said, Judge, what do I got to do to not be on felony probation? He said, well, you got to do 180 days in the joint. I said, send me down because I knew I wouldn't get parole. Here's your parole question. They only put people on parole nowadays that got serious shit, violent cases. Mine were far from. People were questioning why I was in prison.
Wait a minute. So why are the violent fucks getting parole and people like you aren't? What's the answer to that?
Some are. Kenny, mine was a measly weed case, meaning felony 4, F5, low barrel. They have so many people on parole, it's flooded. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a flooded thing. So they can only put certain people. Felony probation's way different than parole. They're 2 different things. Yeah. I could have did parole, but I wasn't asked. So this is how weed becomes your guardian angel. So when I was released from prison the first time, I didn't even know what I was going to do. Oh, yeah, by the way, I never had an altercation. My first time in prison, I was able to
One
go
year,
between the
1 year,
minorities.
no altercations. That's pretty impressive.
And I told people I didn't talk to people on the outside. I didn't call my parents. I didn't call any of my friends. I said, I would make one call to get a clothes box. Yeah. I'm saying like in there when I said I made no calls in there. I was straight inmate. Mm-hmm. I know it sounds fucked up, but I was just in there and I was like, you know what? I'm not bothering people with my problems. I'm going to make money in here like I made money in the streets. So before you know it, I was gambling in there. I would get guys as bodyguards. They wouldn't even know. I'd go up to them and go, hey, I'd go up to a black guy, probably 2 times my size. There was this guy who was 6'6". His name was Adolf. I said, I got an idea. These white guys wouldn't gamble him because he usually gambled with this other black dude. And I said, hey, why don't you gamble with me? I'll be the face that they'll want to beat and think they
All right. Beat. So to educate our audience, where are you getting your money in prison? Where are these prisoners getting money to gamble?
Well, here's the thing. You gamble with food, Ken, or the big gamblers will actually have women put money on people's books. Meaning, Kenny, if me and you were inmates right now and you needed money, I can make a call to a girl or somebody, go, hey, Kenny Boland's number is blah, blah, blah. Put the money on his books.
Seems like that should have happened.
But gambling mainly was done with food. Meaning they could do envelopes, but they did food, Ken.
Okay, I got you.
So it'd be like, pickles, whatever. So
gambling for pickles.
My hustle was this. Cigarettes was legal the first time. I would roll people's cigarettes, and I would take cigarettes because people love gambling with cigarettes. That was one way I made money. Or I would find guys that looked scary, and I would have them gamble as my partner versus other guys because I said, hey, listen, people would take it personal sometimes when a white guy wins. But if you got a black guy as your partner, usually they kind of
Sheriff did bring up a point here. He says a black guy named Adolf. You don't see a lot of that.
You don't. And I said, dude, sounds crazy, but this is the guy's name. Now, this is how I stole my nickname in prison. My actual nickname, I don't mind being Pesci on here, but my actual nickname was Future. And this is how I stole it. And this is before the rapper. Okay. I was playing chess versus this black dude who's the best chess player in the barrack.
All right.
Now, when you're in Lorraine, you're waiting to ride out.
I'm picturing checkers in prison, not chess, but go ahead.
Oh, it's chess, buddy. Chess is a very deep game.
I know. That's why I wouldn't be playing it.
Now, this guy was good at the point to where I couldn't beat him. I used to pay him in cigarettes for him to play me because he would get bored playing me because of how much he would beat me.
Where are you getting your cigarettes?
I told you I was rolling. One of my jobs in prisons is I would roll cigarettes for guys so they didn't have to do it. So they could do it. You got
to have papers and tobacco. Where are you getting that?
They sold cigarettes my first number, Kenny. It wasn't illegal.
Oh, okay.
It was sold in the stores. You could legally buy cigarettes then. My second number, you couldn't.
Gotcha.
First number, that's all you did was smoke. That's all I fucking did.
All right.
So the guy I'm playing chess against, he's so good at chess, I barely ever beat him, but maybe a couple times. Now we're waiting for our buses to come in and pick us up. Now, when the bus finally came and got him, he goes to a different prison than I'm going to. You never know exactly what prison you're going to. You're just waiting on the ride from Lorraine. You're already in prison, but you're going to another one. So when he left, I always told the guy, hey, man, I like your nickname. And he goes, just start calling yourself that. So people used to call me Mike Lowry because they couldn't pronounce my name, and it was from Bad Boys. They would say, Mike Lowry.
How did they not call you Pesci? How did that even happen?
They did. Some did. The Italians would call me Joe. It's funny. Italians didn't call me Pesci. They go, hey, Joe. And I'd be like, who's Joe? And they'd be like, Joe Pesci.
You're Joe, yeah.
Yeah, no, I did. The Italians always called me Joe.
Okay, all right.
You know, everybody else called me by my nickname. So they actually used to respect the nickname. So when I left that prison and went to another prison, I just used to call myself that, and that's how I stole the nickname. So fast forward to when I get out, this is how you go to prison twice.
Nico says he's so sorry for saying future endeavors now that he knows that was your nickname.
Well, yeah, it was just, old stupid nickname. It's the things you think about when you're locked up, Ken. You're not all upstairs.
I got you.
And my thing was I was trying to play an angle. And I was working it really well because I never had any problems. And I was able to work for people that made my fucking time very good. Yeah. So when I got out,
stay busy, the time goes by a little quicker.
So when I got out of prison, what's funny is I didn't make any calls to anybody. I didn't tell my parents I was getting out. And this is how you end up going back again. You get out of prison, you're given $70. I'm just shoved out into the world. It's like, what do you do? You know, it's like,
Yeah,
I don't have a car yet.
I've seen movies like that where they go out into the world and go, how the fuck do I function out here? I want to go back.
And it's like, sure, yeah, right.
Did you want to go back?
No, hell, no, nothing like that. My thought was, damn, how am I going to make a living? You know what I mean? Because now I got a felony. I got multiple felonies. I can't go back to radio unless I knew somebody. But now, I already
wait a minute. Multiple felonies on one marijuana charge?
Yeah, because the phone, drug trafficking, and the marijuana is a felony. It's a cheap process.
Oh, God. Okay.
You get caught with weed, but then they just screw you. You know, they finger blast you to fucking death.
I just watched Shawshank Redemption again recently. Could not believe how much of it I forgot. Is it anything? Surely it's nothing like that.
No. See, that was when they didn't care about inmates. They're making so much money off these inmates, Ken. That they want to make sure some of these guys survive. Like if they see me get my ass kicked, people don't look, guards don't, look behind that. They go stop that fight. Because they know if somebody dies or something happens on a shift, you're getting fired, money ain't coming in, everything just gets screwed. It's all hustle now.
Yeah, they got to quit making prisons for profit.
So I was scared to death when I got released. I didn't know what to do. And then sure enough, there was somebody there to pick me up, Ken, and the two people there to pick me up were drug dealers. And before you know it, even if I wanted a job, where am I going to go? What am I going back to make? I know you could get a job. How did they know
you were getting out, and how did they know you'd be willing to participate?
Well, here's the thing. You could look up an inmate once they're in, and it'll say the release date.
Really? Okay.
Well, because sometimes women get raped, and they want to know when this guy's coming back.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
You know what I mean? So they put that shit out there. They don't hide it.
Gotcha.
So these two kids came in. What's funny is these are two kids that wasn't my friends growing up. These are kids that I met through the weed thing. And probably, I don't even know, getting released that day where I would have went. I would have just because everything changes in a year. You'll call all your friends before. In 1 year, everybody was different. Meaning, I might be able to call. And you didn't have Facebook. So I didn't have a lot of phone numbers. It took me a year to get all my numbers back. You know what I mean? So, and you don't have a car, and because your license gets suspended because of drugs, and it's about $1,500 to get it back. I had $6,000 when I got out of jail, only because before I went in, I gave it to my mom. She kept it.
Yeah. So once they impound your vehicle, is it gone for good?
If it's not in your name.
Oh.
The judge will find a way to take that vehicle if it's in your name. If that car, I used to put vehicles in other people's names for this reason.
Gotcha.
There's just a trick of the trade you learn, because I've had cars taken and I've gotten them back because of that. So I'm carless. And like I said, the first time, and this is how I end up going back, I'm carless. I start selling weed again, and it's weird. Every time I sell weed, everything goes right to the extent where I'm making money to take care of myself. I'm not saying I'm doing what's right. I know I could have went and worked at McDonald's or some wrestling spot or restaurant or something like that. But the bottom line is, I didn't want to work at none of those places.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to that. I knew I wouldn't be able to survive off the money by myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Economy was kind of fucked at that time as well. And I'm not going to get a job in radio unless somebody knew me. You know how it is, Ken. People aren't going to make you a star unless they possibly know who you are.
Yeah.
You know, because I knew kids that were on radio, but they'd be like, dude, if I bring you in, you do a better job than me. Once if I lose my job, I'm kind of you. I used to have shit like that said to me all the time. You were the first guy, Ken, to ever put me on radio. Meaning I used to talk to people, and they would, that's why I'll never forget you. I don't even want to do my own show. I'd rather just work with the king here and there and do my own thing, whatever I do. But I appreciate it.
Like I told you the other night, no matter what the house is, you always have a home here. You know that.
Yeah. So this is how you go back twice, King. And this is like it, towards the end.
All right.
I basically picked right back up where I left off. I got a room. I was rooming with these two chicks at the time. I always said marijuana.
You got to figure they got an eye on you. You got a bit of a history there.
They actually didn't. Here's the thing.
Wow. Okay.
My type of drugs that I was moving in the weight was nothing serious. It was serious to me because I never did shit like that ever. Yeah. So to me, I'm thinking I'm this cool ass fucking drug dealer making money. I'm really just a fucking in the road. You know what I mean? Compared to cops. If the cops find me, they find me. That's how they found me the first time. They busted a kid. They scared him. Because listen, when they put you in that room, King, I remember how dangerous these cops were. They'll tell you 3 things that aren't true.
Yeah.
I remember looking at these guys like, wow, you guys probably scare a lot of motherfuckers with that. My second time going to prison, they're like, hey, your girl's about to go to jail for a long time. And I'm like, whoa, what'd you find a gun on her or something? I was like, hey, I'm not some 5-year-old. I was like, as long as I take the blame, why is she going to jail? But these are the things they say because they're like, oh, if we could just get him to tell, if we could just, rattle his bones. Half the drug cases, you're not even that much trouble.
Sounds like something Wide Dad would pull. Let you know your lady's going to jail. I bet your Wide Dad's pulled that a couple times.
So this girl that was on I was selling weed to this girl, and she was fucking on heroin, and I didn't know it because I don't sell drugs like that. And she was fucking screwed up. She fucking told the cops she got caught with dope. And instead of setting up the heroin dealer, she goes, she didn't say weed dealer. She goes, I got a drug dealer who's big and blah, blah, blah. I'm not even big. I'm 5 months out of prison.
Yeah.
So she calls me. They ask for a low amount. This is how they trick me, Kenny. I'm normally waiting for a phone call and someone's going to go, hey, I need a lot of weed or blah, blah, blah. She called with a very low amount. Okay. So it stayed under my radar. I said, hey, come get the weed. Yeah. I'm in the apartment complex at the time.
Yeah.
She's being the cops actually follow her because you find this out from your lawyer up to the floor that I'm on, follow her to the room. Meaning they don't come in. They just see what room she goes in so they know their informant's not lying. They'll walk past the room like they're just normal people. Right. She goes in and makes the buy. She does 2 of those. That allows them to come to my apartment. I'm living with this girl, Sarah, at the time. Yeah. I got 2 pounds of weed in her trunk. I tell her if the cops ever come, you tell them you don't drive. They're not going to know if you drove, especially if you didn't do a crime in your car. So if the cops came, all they could bust me for is whatever in the apartment and the 2 buys they had on me. Mm-hmm. So they think I'm this huge ass drug dealer, sure enough, and they fucking come to my apartment. Boom, kick the door in, blah, blah, blah. This is how I go to prison. I don't even know what tampering evidence is. I have 1 bag of weed in the fucking apartment. I have the apartment door open, the balcony. I always had it open when it was nice out, Ken. Just let the air come in. Of course. I throw the fucking bag off the porch. Here's what's funny. That's an F3. Bam, mandatory year. Bam, I didn't even know that. If I would have just
I wouldn't have known that. God damn.
I would have kept the weed on the floor and said, here's the weed and danced on it, they would have never had enough felonies to put me in prison. So
the things we learn.
This is what I get charged with.
Every Miami Vice episode I saw goes down the toilet.
So I get charged with 2 drug trafficking charges. That's for doing the 2 buys. And F3, throwing it off the fucking balcony. And here's where my chick kind of screwed me. Sarah, if you eventually hear this, my apologies. But this is how she screwed me. They said, what are you driving, ma'am? They asked me what I'm driving. I go, I'm not driving at the moment. Wish I did have a car. Wish I had a Cadillac. My girl, rightfully, because it was her first time, she's shaking like a crab game. And she's like, I drive eventually totaled the car. Oh, no. They got me in the car. I'm like, no, there's weed in the car that's going to bury me. They go to the fucking car. There's 2 more pounds there.
It ain't looking good now. Even I know that.
So at this time, I'm sweating. The cop car was hot as fuck. And I wasn't even sweating because I was in trouble. I was sweating because the cop car was hot as hell. And then that was when they took me down. And this is how I realized weed becomes my guardian angel. So I'm definitely going to prison. Second time, my lawyer goes, hey, man, if you would have been in – this is why I moved to Cleveland. Because I was living in suburbia. He goes, if you would have lived in Cleveland, I could have got you out of both of these cases to where you wouldn't have to go into prison.
All because of where you lived.
And I remember hearing that. And I'm like, and I thought I was not living in suburbia. Turns out I'm on the goddamn border. And the place is called, like it was named after a Cleveland place. So I'm living in a place thinking that it's a Cleveland place, but it's on the border.
Sheriff points out, he says, when you get into the pound, you got to probably, even I know that. If I hear whether you had a pound of whatever,
I haven't even been reading the comment.
You could have had a pound of tuna and they'd have got you for something.
Yeah. So this is how weed becomes my guardian angel. So at this point, I know I'm going to prison. It was my second number. And they said, you're going to do another year. So I had to do a year. This time, no felony probation, just straight to prison, no parole. I go to prison. And at this point, you're looking at your
record. From the time they arrested you and your girlfriend shitting her pants, how long did it take before you went back to prison?
About another year. It's always a year to 14 months.
Oh, my God.
And what's sad is how much
were you on parole? Were you on bail or sitting in jail?
No, yeah, you're on bail.
Okay.
Now on bail, all you have to do is pass your.
All right. Now, how are you making a living while you're on bail? Obviously, you can't be doing that.
I mean, the same, Kenny. Hey, Kenny. I mean, what the fuck? I mean,
oh my God.
You need money. I mean, McDonald's probably wasn't even hiring me at this point.
Well, but if I was arrested for murder, I probably wouldn't be going out murdering anymore.
I was having a job at Blockbuster at this point, if there was a Blockbuster still.
Well, I got you. I got you.
So when I go in the second time, I'm looking at my record.
Bonds didn't beat Hank Aaron. Bonds was roided up. His shit don't count.
Yeah. So by the time I'm in prison, and then the second time you're in prison, you're just planning how not to get caught at this point. It's like, dude, I can't get out and do a normal job because no one's going to hire me that'd be worth paying. Meaning I might get a job at McDonald's or Curly Sue's or fucking cleaning up shit somewhere that doesn't pile anything.
You're not boring me. I just been up a long time.
No, you're good. I'm pretty much almost done. And like I said, how do you go to – but your question was always, how do you go to prison twice? Dude, when I would get released, I would be scared, Kenny. Like, I don't even know how to live. I don't even know how to do this. I don't know how to get from place to place. I don't want to live off of somebody. I've never done that.
So when you went back for round 2, did you go back to the same prison?
No, they send you another one. They send me to a camp. What's funny was, by this camp, I was so good at chess at this point. I was the best, and I have witnesses I could bring on this show. I was the OCB yard champ in chess. I know that's the most lamest thing in the world.
I'm impressed with that. I couldn't play 30 seconds of chess.
But for a dude like me to win the whole camp, and like chess and cards is how I did my time. Like, that's really how I would slip through.
What else you got to do, right?
You know what I mean? And then eventually I got the car lot, but that was it. So
how long did you serve? How long did you serve on round 1? About a year?
Year to 14 months. Because
how long did you serve on round 2? How long did you serve?
It was a year. They got me a year.
Another year. Okay.
Yeah, because they got
could have been worse, I guess.
Yeah, and like I said, and now the laws, by the time I get out of prison, all the laws are completely changed. Colorado is on the verge of going legal.
Sheriff Wydat, no badge, by the way, points out that he thinks someone dropped a dime on you. Do you feel the same way?
Someone dropped a dime on me?
Yeah.
Somebody did drop a dime on me twice.
Do you know who?
Yeah, it was a girl. I said this girl, Sarah Hill, and the other guy was named
Sarah. Okay, all right. So you knew that then. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's funny is your lawyer gets you what's called a motion of discovery, where you'll read. It'll say they hide the snitches' names, but the story, it'll say you sold informant, blah, 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 drugs in this location. And you got to follow the puzzle pieces. So I always tell people, what you can learn from my story is just if you think you have problems and you could go back to your parents and you could get help, just go get the help. Because one day I woke up in a life that I couldn't even get out of. Like,
so what did the parents say when you went the first time? These will be short questions.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, my mom claims she didn't tell my dad. I don't know if he found out.
You mean you was gone for a year and your dad didn't know?
Well, I was already gone for a while because of the shit at fucking Applebee's.
Right.
We thought I just left.
But you would normally not see your dad for a year and he wouldn't know where the fuck you were?
Well, he knew I did something at Applebee's. My mom said he called up there. He probably called up there and said, what happened with Michael? Is he still working?
Does your dad live in the same town as you?
Yes, but I was gone, Kenny. It's kind of hard. This is my stepdad. I don't know how to explain it. You got a different relationship with your son than I did with my dad. And it's because I fucked it up when I was younger from lying.
Right. I got you.
It wasn't my stepdad's fault. And my real dad lived out of state. So when I was gone for a year, he just said, well, he fucked up something else. He's just doing whatever. He didn't know I really went to prison in that time, because it wasn't like I got trouble at Applebee's and it was straight to prison. You know what I mean? So I always said marijuana was my guardian angel because, dude, every time I got out of prison, I was scared as fuck. It took care of me all these fucking years.
Yeah.
Where now it's fucking illegal. And thank God I just, the way I sold weed.
Now, is it illegal in Ohio for a certain amount or no?
Well, here's the thing. It's illegal, but they have a medical card, which I have. And it allows you to carry a certain amount, which I try not to go over. Wink, wink. But
no more 2 pounds in the trunk, huh?
No more 2 pounds in the trunk that I would be driving with on the streets.
I got you.
So I just basically woke up one day. Like I said, I was probably the loser of losers. One day I wake up in a world that was never meant for me. Drug dealing, prison.
Right.
I was bargaining with guys like, listen.
And no one, even just because of the tone of your voice or your size or anything, ever tried to fuck with you.
You know what? I'll tell you why, Kenny. And this is why I believe in God.
All right.
And this is why I could have witnesses come on the show that were in prison with me. Okay. Now, my shirt being backwards, I can't wait for people to see this that I know. But I never got in trouble for these reasons. They say, like, for instance, I wasn't in the baddest places. But my mouth usually would get me into situations where guys would kind of listen to me. They'd be like, you know what, maybe this white guy's onto something, to where I would become friends with certain black guys. Like that black guy Adolf, he was 6'6". He wasn't even a tough.
What was Adolf in there for?
And what's funny was he was a nurse. Adolf was a nurse, a black nurse. He was selling pills.
6'6", selling pills. Okay, all right. I see the connection.
This guy wasn't even a tough guy, but you walk around with a 6'6", 325-pound black dude.
They're not going to ask if he's tough or not.
Very nice guy. I would just kind of mix myself with guys to where I remember I was locking my box once, and the guy that I was a bunkie with, this was a guy that was on his way out the door, meaning he had 10 years for a murder, but if you have good behavior, they'll put you at a prison that I'm at.
Oh, God.
What I'm saying is they're on their way out.
Happy about that.
Well, they're going to be different people, Kenny, because they're almost on their way out the door. Meaning if you got 10-year sentence and you're a bad guy, if you behave good enough, you might get to go to the nicer prison where the people are out more and blah, blah, blah.
Pesci, dumb fuck down under wants me and him, maybe one other person, to take a road trip up there to see you. What do you think about that?
That's all, Kenny. I told you if I should go to Louisville once a year, I would have came and visited you.
We might have you come here.
If you ever go back to OVW, I'll definitely come visit you there.
They claim I'm coming there, nothing else, for a farewell party. So we'll see if it happens. You'll get plenty of notice.
Well, yeah, I never got in one fight in prison. And
God damn, that's amazing.
And guys do. And you know what I'm saying? And guys, like I said, and my mouth could be annoying, but I was very smart in there.
You know that.
I knew I was small. I knew I had to be cunning. And I said, you know what? I'm going to show you how to do this. To where I said, I was putting a lock on my box, and my bunkie, who was a murderer, goes, hey, can I have that lock? And I go, well, how am I going to lock my box? And this dude looks in my eyes, Kenny. I swear to you on everything I love, our friendship. He goes, I dare somebody to come mess with you.
Oh, that's a good guy to have on your side. Said.
And this guy was so respected. This is why I believe in God. How out of all people I get mixed with a guy that was so respected that I could have did probably, even though I didn't, I could have probably did whatever I wanted in there. Mm-hmm. And this guy had my back only because not anything I did for him. But when we first met each other, I used to make him laugh. And he used to say, that's one thing you don't get in here is laughing. And that's worth a lot of money to a lot of inmates.
You know what Waddat's up to? Waddat wants you to come to. You know what he's up to? He's trying to get one more big arrest on his bedpost before he retires.
Why, Dad? I'm not that type of criminal no more.
Arrest you at Cave Hill Cemetery.
I'm not that scale anymore. They have,
Waddat trying to get. He thinks he's got Bonnie and Clyde on camera here or something. I don't know what he's up to.
Yeah, but and before you know it, Kenny, I was blessed by my buddies that let me sell cars with them, and I sell cars.
Yeah.
I mean,
are you pretty good at it? You seem like you'd be good at selling cars, especially if you know anything about them. Chris is a master, but Chris will talk you how to buy a car you don't like.
I didn't know shit about cars when I first started selling them. The guys that I sell cars with, we buy them outright. So the key was me just having money. So I had enough money to get in the car game to where we buy our own. We're not a buyer payer.
All right, Pesci, when we having you down? We're going to have to get down here, have a big dinner together or something, have some fans come and meet you. Have a meet and greet with meet the king and Pesci.
Well, I'm glad everybody liked the story. Did we lose?
I think they did, and you jacked the house up. You got it up to a maximum of a plus 16. That ain't bad. Yeah, you got a plus 16 from the time you came in. No, it was a plus 20. Yeah. At one point, you had us up a plus 20, so that's not bad.
Shout out to Randall Harper for making that big donation and dump
you better quit
Michael Ryder and Brad and all those guys.
You better quit shitting on Dumbfuck. Dumbfuck donated.
No, I'm saying they did good for the.
Yeah, Michael Ryder, Dumbfuck.
I'm saying Dumbfuck Down Under did the donation.
He got it going. He threw down the first 20. Then Randall.
I was about to play poker. That's what I said. I needed time to tell this.
I probably cost you money tonight. I cost you money to come in here to help.
Hey, Ken, I told you. There's the signs.
There's the hat.
There's just bowling signs everywhere.
Well, until 30 minutes before the show, I was wearing my Dolphin stuff because I got some new Dolphin shoes. I got my Dolphin helmet. A friend of mine from Louisiana sent me Miami Dolphins shoes. Got my helmet, and I had my Dolphin colors on. I had orange and my.
Did you watch opening day today?
I haven't because
first day I haven't done it, man. It's crazy.
First day I haven't seen opening day, and I'm 61.
Sports has changed so much.
I haven't missed an opening day since I was 5 years old, and I've missed it so far today because we don't get Fox Sports Ohio here. I didn't get the Fire Stick thing that gets me the free baseball games. So some people set me up with MLB TV, but because we're in Cincinnati's market, the home games are blacked out. So I can watch the game, which is cool, but I have to see it 90 minutes after the game ends. So when I wrap up with you, I'm going to watch today's game, and I already know the score thanks to an ignorant fuck in here. But, so
somebody was trolling with my name. I didn't catch the beginning.
Yeah. A guy came in here named as Joe Pesci, but he didn't have a badge. I knew who he was. And he gave the score of the game, and he got blocked immediately, so. But, he's got gay love for me. He wants to have sex with me. I couldn't go to prison with him because I'd have to sleep on my back. I wouldn't be safe if I slept face down around this guy because he's got that horny love for me.
Tell the Dumbfuck Down Under I have considered that.
What we got?
And shout outs to Ross for the $10 donation.
Well, that's probably not a bad idea for the Peschmeister to do that. I'm sure that
shout out to Sheriff.
I think, Sheriff's treated you pretty cool here today. Sheriff's been good to you. Jennifer's back in the. What'd you think of that story? She loves your voice, by the way.
A lot of people do.
Now that's Mango.
That's what put me over here, I guess.
Look at that profile picture. She looks in love with you in that picture. I'm telling you, man. I think you got Mango.
What's funny is I actually tried to Facebook friend request her, but she doesn't take. I can find her Facebook, but not yours, Ken.
I don't know why you can't. I can't find yours.
I tried to look at her Facebook to try to find you on there to link them up, but I had trouble.
Sheriff knows way too much about this shit, but yeah, that's Mango, Jennifer. And,
he's a real sheriff. He probably knows about
He is a real sheriff. He sits with me on my porch all the time.
Yeah, he knows about shit.
We get in arguments about Trump all the time. He's toned that down a little bit. I think he realized.
He knows about these prisons up here filled with a lot of people.
Why Dad might have to go to Washington or Florida and arrest Trump. He's got all kinds of investigations going on.
Thank you, Mr.
They might arrest him and Matt Gaetz on the same day. That sex trafficking thing. Trump was in on that. Oh boy, what we got here?
What's dingo style?
A doggy style only, but in Australia it's dingo style. Yes, I got. Only guess I got. Well, we went perfect. I was hoping that we could wrap this. Oh, and I forgot to put up Ross's donation here. Hang on. Ross has donated several times. Appreciate the deep conversation. No problem, Ross. Thank you very much. Appreciate the last minute donation.
Make sure you tell the prince about the.
I got you, man. You jacked the house up 20 people. The donations, 80, 90, about $100 even after you came in. And let me see if PayPal did anything. I want to give you credit for everything you did. Normally, if they donate on PayPal, they tell me about it.
Well, Kenny, you deserve the credit, not me.
Oh, good.
Because you were on your way out the door. This guy was supposed to go eat and
All right. Albert Herbert did he send $3 again? I think he did. Yeah, Albert Herbert sent $3. I don't know if that was three. Let me check. That might be the same one that I saw on another phone. In honor of your 30th consecutive show. Okay, well, this was a great one to do it, but this is actually show. Well, no, it's still day 30. It's not show 30, it's day 30. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this broken into a second show. There will be the first part of the show that we did, and then at about the 90-minute mark, we bring you in, and for roughly an hour.
Oh, Teddy, I got a good idea for you.
What do you got?
I'm telling you. You know how you do those cool little illustrations when you have Maya and Vampiro on?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me an illustration so people will see it's me
Well, sure.
and maybe be intrigued
Consider
because
it
of the name? Not that they'll know who I am, but
Yeah.
if you give me a cartoon, they might
Joe
give you the view.
Joe Pesci tells his prison story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying with the little illustration. Not that they'll know who I am, but they might be intrigued. And I'll tell my people. I don't even get a chance to tell my people I'm on.
I will have JJ will take great honor in making that. Kenny hot tag Pesci. I don't think real Joe Pesci's on Twitter. I don't think he's
and the people that donated tonight, that gave me a lot of confidence to come in and tell the story.
Yeah, man. They begged you to come in. They threw down their 80 before you committed. You had not committed yet.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I got my arms folded like Trump in trouble. I don't know what to do.
What's your thoughts on everything going on out there, Ken?
My thoughts on everything going on here?
No, with Biden. What's your thoughts with him right now? You
Biden?
with him?
Well,
just about him. What's your thoughts?
I wish he would be a little bit more transparent about what's going on down at the border, and I am all for taking care of those kids. I did see some disturbing shit today.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Fox News, of course, showed this. They showed somebody climbing to the top of the wall, which Trump, by the way, said was impenetrable. I'm going to build the tallest wall. No one will ever get over it. Well, they're getting over it in record numbers because they
don't go over the wall, Trump. They go under.
Yeah, well, they went over this one. He built a grand total of 3.8 miles of new wall. Everything else was just reconstruction that Obama had set up anyway. But Fox News had some surveillance cameras of somebody climbing up that wall at night. It was the heat sensor cam, somebody from the helicopter. And they dropped a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old over that fence. They crashed pretty hard. I mean, I wouldn't want to throw my 3-year-old or 5-year-old kid over it. And if you're going to go through the trouble, you're going to scale the wall so that you can drop your kids off and hope something good happens.
Oh, I got a great one.
Well, hang on. That tells you how desperate this is. Why wouldn't you bring a rope and lower the little tyke down with a rope where he doesn't have to crash from a 15-foot drop? I mean, just fucking stupid. Put a rope on the little kid and just lower him over. You're already up on the wall. So they held him over as far as they could so he would have less far to drop. But my God, Biden's dog keeps biting people. Well, maybe there shouldn't be so many criminals running around the White House. They're probably biting Republicans. That's what they're doing. Now, and I hope that's the case.
Did you see his press conference where he forgot what he was saying and stuff?
Well, how many? Shut up, Pesci.
I'm trying to ask you a question.
No, don't interrupt me because I'm interrupting you.
Jesus.
How many Trump press conferences have you seen where he didn't know what the fuck he's talking about? Couldn't pronounce the word. The United States of America. I mean, I can run a
I'll give you that then. I just was wondering if it's true.
Now let me join your side. They're both old fucks. Neither one of them should goddamn be running the goddamn country. The fucking United States.
I agree with that.
80 fucking years old. Use them as consultants like we do with Sheriff Wydat. We can consult with him. He's too old. He's ancient. He shouldn't be the sheriff. They should cut off at 35.
That scared some people, Kenny, because CNN and shit hit it. They made it sound like it was the interview of the year. He was up there. I was laughing about it.
Well, they do. Fox is going to make it the most horrible thing that ever happened.
Well, because they showed the whole thing.
CNN but here's what Fox is not covering. Fox is not covering the murder trial going on in Minnesota right now. They are not even covering it. They don't want no fucking part of that. So, and if Biden or Miss Saatchi do a press conference, they don't cover it. They record it and then get their own shit in and edit it. But then again, it got to the point that where Trump was lying so fucking much, CNN and MSNBC said, well, we're not going to air this. We're going to hear it, see how much shit he lied about, and then we'll fact check him, and then we'll go from there. But they can't get Biden online. The only thing he's done wrong is not be transparent enough about what's going on with the kids not letting cameras in. We need to know what's going on. And if you're truly going to be transparent, you have to do that. But when you're compassionate and you realize people are leaving there for a reason, people are throwing their kids over that fence and, for a reason. I mean, no one throws a kid over for a reason unless you think they're going to fucking die. Or, normal people don't do that. They're doing it for a reason. And like I've told everybody here, who the fuck do you think you are? Because you were lucky enough to be born here. You were lucky enough maybe to have parents and grandparents that were born here. They weren't so fucking lucky. And if you were in their shoes, you'd be doing the same fucking shit. Me, you, Wydat, Dumbfuck, JP, Cormac, Vendetti, we would all, if we were in that fucking boat, would be doing the same motherfucking thing. We would be trying to protect our kids or trying to save our own ass. We would be doing what they're doing. We're here because we were fucking lucky enough to be born here, or our grandparents were, or our parents were, or even on beyond that. It's just fucking dumb goddamn luck that we're here. If I was born in Guatemala and gangs were threatening to kill my little brother and sister, or if I'm a parent and they're threatening to rape my daughter, fuck yeah. They're marching 1,500 miles, but Fox News will tell you, oh, they're all drug dealers. They're all gangbangers. They're all this. No, they're fucking not. The gangbangers are the ones chasing them up here. They're trying to escape the gangbangers. They're trying to escape the drug dealers. Oh, they're going to come across the border with a backpack full of drugs and then think they get to stay here? No, it don't get to work that way. There's more drugs coming in from Canada than coming from here. And like I even heard on Fox News today, the lady says, yeah, you know why we don't have a wall on Canada? Because those people coming across most likely are white. The people coming across that border are darker than your average Republican, than 99% of Republicans, and they don't like that. And that's why there's a wall there and there ain't one in Canada, because more drugs these days are coming across from Canada than come across in Mexico. And the people you're trying to shoo away that are coming across the border now, drugs is the last fucking thing on their mind. They're trying to save their motherfucking life. And with that, Pesci, I did say good day. I said good day because I haven't had it in broadcast.